Wow, I look so sunburned. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm in a new location today. I'm back in New Jersey. Till today, I'm filming this video the day you're gonna see this video because I'm very unorganized. I know I've been doing a lot of videos where I talk about a blog that I wrote on my long distance relationship blog. For those of you who don't know, I have a cough apparently. For those of you who don't know, I have a blog where I do everything about long distance relationships, so advice or success stories or struggles people are going through, or like everything to do with long distance. That's on my blog. The link is always down in the description, so make sure to check it out because it means the absolute world. So I just did a blog last night and I thought it'd be a really good idea to talk about it on my channel today because a lot of you guys are in long distance relationships, and I know for a fact even some of you are thinking about starting long distance relationships, so I feel like this blog can really help. So without further ado, let's get into this video slash blog reading. This video is going to be all about some of the pros and cons of entering or being in a long distance relationship, I guess. I just want to say beforehand, and I actually do mention this in the blog, there are so many more positives than negatives when it comes to long distance relationships. So if some of these cons like turn you off about the idea of getting into one or being in one, then just know that every relationship has cons. There are so many more positives, so just remember that, because when I read the cons, I don't want it to make you not want to do this anymore. Again, if you're new here, I've been in a long distance relationship for almost 4 years. A very, very long time. So I kind of feel like I know what I'm doing. I know most of the pros and cons now because it's been so long, so I feel like I'm an expert in a way. So this is just my experience. This is not all the pros. This is definitely not all the cons. This is just me personally, what I can think of when it comes to thinking of them. So let's just go. I feel like I'm talking too much. One major pro is you get to travel. So regardless of where your partner lives, if they live 100 miles away or they live 500 miles away, oh, there's a cute dog. Oh my gosh. Cute. Hi, honey. Sorry. If they live 100 miles away or 500 miles away or 5,000 plus miles away, it doesn't matter. You will get to travel to go see them. So you get that experience of traveling and experiencing where they live and just a new place. Like I get to travel to England. So I kind of feel like a little bit of a Brit sometimes because it's like I get to travel there so much and you get to experience like a whole nother place, which is really cool. Because if you're dating someone from your town, like you both are so used to that. When you get to date someone who's in a different town or a different country, wherever they are, it's kind of cool to experience their kind of, not culture, but their living situations. Does that make sense? Regardless, you get to travel. Another pro is you definitely get a lot of alone time. This could also be a negative in a way because I, for one, don't really like being alone, but it's very important that we all take time to be independent and time for ourselves. So because I have a boyfriend in England, when I go there, I'm there for long periods of time. So we're always together every day. We're basically a married couple, like at that point, because we're together every single day for X amount of time. When you're in a regular relationship, you see your partner probably a few days a week. So you have alone time, you have days for yourself. But unfortunately, we don't get that. Like we have to stay together all the time, which I personally love, but it's important that when we're separated, you get that alone time for yourself and to think and to be with your friends and family. Another pro, you appreciate your time with your partner more, if that makes sense. Because when I'm apart from Sam, all I want is to be with Sam. Sam is my boyfriend, by the way. All I want is to be with him. Because we have such limited time together, you get to appreciate their company more, your time more, and it just seems a lot more special to you because, again, with a regular relationship, like you could see your partner the next day if you want, or you could plan to go see that movie you guys wanted to see together. Like in a long distance relationship, you can't really do that. You can't just be like, hey, next Monday you want to go see this movie, because obviously they don't live near you. So you definitely learn to appreciate them more. Number 4, I don't know if this is just me, and I said that in the blog. Every single time that I see Sam again, I get a ridiculous amount of butterflies. Every time I see him, it's like the first time I'm meeting him. I always feel like really nervous. I get those butterflies. I get so excited. Like I cry of happiness. You can't really get that in a regular relationship. Yeah, like probably the first few months, like when you're in the honeymoon phase thing. But like because you don't get to see your partner often, when you see them again, it's like look, I'm like lighting up thinking about like seeing him again. When you see your partner again, like that feeling, I can't even describe that feeling. And I feel like you can't really get that in a regular relationship because you're so used to being with them all the time and seeing them all the time, but obviously not in a long distance relationship. I don't know if it's just me. Am I just like too obsessed with my boyfriend? I don't know. Does anyone else get this? Am I going crazy? Am I embarrassing myself? Probably, but that's okay. Our next point is number 5. You definitely feel more special when you're in a long distance relationship just because you know that this person is willing to put in the time, the money, and the effort to be with you. Not every person in the world is willing to give up and sacrifice so much of their lives to be with someone who lives in a different town or country or whatever. My boyfriend personally, like, knowing that he is willing to travel all the way to America on his own and be away from his family for long periods of time and spend thousands and thousands of dollars a year, like, just to see me. If you're not in a long distance relationship, just imagine what that feels like. I feel so loved and appreciated by him, and I'm sure, again, it's the same for you guys, because it's like, this person who loves you is putting in so much of their lives just to be with you. Like, put that in your head. Like, if you ever doubt your relationship, just like think about that fact. Like, your boyfriend or girlfriend is sacrificing either their work, their money, whatever, their time to be with you. Of all people in the world, you. I feel like Tony Robbins. I feel like a motivational speaker right now. That just is one of the most special things. It's just like knowing that my boyfriend is so devoted that he's gonna do all that for me. It's just unbelievable. Number 6 is long distance relationships build trust. Because you're not seeing your partner every single day, you have to learn to trust them and to be honest with them. So like, I don't really know how to describe this one that much. Because I'm not with him all the time, I have to learn to trust him. So it's definitely building my trust and his trust in a relationship, and it's making it stronger in the end. I hope that makes sense. I don't really know how to describe this one. Number 7, it strengthens you as a couple. Because distance is like the hardest thing ever when it comes to relationships, it really tests how much you both love each other, I feel like, in a way. More so, it tests how strong your relationship is. Most LDR couples break up because the distance is too much, or they don't want to do it anymore, or it's just too much to handle, it's too expensive, whatever it may be. So if you and your partner are overcoming that, it's making you guys so strong and like strengthening the both of you, because you're both, again, giving up so much and still managing to make it work, even though it's not an easy thing. Those are the pros. Now let's get to the bad stuff, the cons. One of the number 1 cons is that long distance relationships get expensive. Regardless of where your partner lives, you're either gonna have to buy gas money for your car, or a train ticket, or a plane ticket. Me, I have to buy a round trip plane ticket, and those are not cheap. That is definitely a con, is having to spend all that money, but again, it's worth it in the end. And again, this is why a lot of couples can't make it, because it gets too expensive, or some people don't even have the money at all. That's definitely one of the scariest things when entering a long distance relationship, is like, how are we gonna make this work financial wise? Like, when I first started dating my boyfriend, I like didn't have like any money. Like, we were both like young, we had like no money, but we managed to make it work. And I have a video and a blog on how to afford a long distance relationship, so I'll link those down below and hopefully they can help. Number 2 is you get lonely. I hate sleeping alone. I can't sleep alone. When I sleep alone, I have to listen to a podcast as I fall asleep and have my neon lights on. It sounds really sad, but like, I can't be alone anymore because I'm so used to sleeping next to him. So it definitely gets really lonely, because like you get so used to being with this person, and then it's just like ripped away from you, and you have to learn to be by yourself, which sometimes isn't the best. And then like couples will be like, oh, you want to go to a double date? And it's like, oh, my boyfriend's not here. Stuff like that, it brings me down, because I'll see my friends going on double dates and stuff, and it's like, oh, I can't until he's here. I don't want a fifth wheel. You get very lonely. A lot of things make you feel lonely, and seeing other couples out, having dinner and stuff, that always makes me feel sad, because it's like, I would be doing that if he was here. Number 3, communication could definitely be poor. My boyfriend lives in the middle of nowhere. His Wi-Fi is the worst thing in this entire universe, so that is never fun. All I ever see is poor connection, or him like frozen. It's so hard to stay communicated like in the best way. So that is definitely something that we're still trying to overcome. Usually we have to do like regular phone calls now, because the Wi-Fi is just that bad that FaceTiming doesn't work. That is definitely a big con, but yeah. And number 4, I don't have to get into this. They live far away. That literally speaks for itself. That's the biggest con. So those were all the pros and cons I could think of for now. If you have any pros or cons that you can think of, leave them down below, because I would love to hear it from your perspective. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out the blog below. It would really mean the world to me, and you could comment on there and I'll answer to your comments on there, and of course on here. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking and watching. I will see you in next week's video, and leave a comment down below of some blog ideas you have, because I would love to do them.